Hello everyone, welcome back to the MattVidPro AI YouTube channel. If this is your first time, please consider subscribing, and if you've been watching the channel for a while, why don't you check and see if you are. Today we have some insane AI news to cover and talk about. Lots of stuff is going on. If you guys remember, last week, one of the main things I covered was the huge updates to ChatGPT that are slowly rolling out over the next 2 weeks. To refresh your memory, the first one was DALL-E 3 being announced as an AI image generator, and it's the best one we've ever seen by far, and it's going to be directly integrated with ChatGPT. So this means ChatGPT can basically act as a companion and help you create AI images because it knows the best way to prompt. Now, second, OpenAI announced that GPT-4 inside of ChatGPT was getting vision capabilities, meaning it could see. We knew this was coming because originally when GPT-4 was announced, it was really shown off, but finally it's here and people are getting access inside of ChatGPT. And third, on the iOS and Android apps, ChatGPT is getting an assistant-like overhaul, meaning you can click a little button and essentially talk to it like a person and have full conversations. It will just sort of listen in the background like Alexa, but way more smart than Alexa could ever hope to be. Now, on top of elaborating on all of this insane OpenAI news, I'm going to be covering a lot of the little bits and pieces that I didn't have the chance to cover last week. This includes video games with full AI characters, new AI technologies that can essentially texture entire 3D objects. So we're going to dive into all of that, but first a word from our sponsor. Hey everyone, before jumping into the rest of today's AI video, I'd like to thank our sponsor, NordVPN, for supporting this channel. In this digital age, protecting your online presence is absolutely crucial, and that's where NordVPN comes into play. With NordVPN, you can easily connect to over 5,300 servers in 60 different countries with just one click, and this ensures that all of your data stays secure and private. Oh, and with zero compromises, your internet speed will be exactly the same as it was before. That's right, zero difference between NordVPN on and NordVPN off. And honestly, no matter what you're into, and especially AI, NordVPN has a place for you. For tech enthusiasts that like a little bit of extra security, NordVPN offers their automatic kill switch and double VPN for extra protection. And if you're an AI enthusiast, such as me, and you live in a country where other AIs aren't necessarily accessible because they're blocked in your country, NordVPN has your back. By switching to a country that might have access to those AIs, you will then gain access to them. And it gets even better because if you love to travel, NordVPN can actually help you get cheaper flights. Different airline sites will track your history and then bump up a price if they think you're going to buy a flight soon. So with NordVPN, they can't see that and it's not a problem. Plus, if you're traveling, NordVPN will keep you safe on public Wi-Fi networks. Now, here is the most exciting part. If you use my exclusive link down in the description below, you'll not only get a great deal on NordVPN, but also receive 4 extra bonus months completely free, on top of a 2-year plan. And just between you and me, that's 1 extra month compared to other YouTubers with the same deal. This offer includes all of the different plans, and as always with NordVPN, it's a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? You'll be able to access more forms of AI, you'll be able to access more forms of entertainment, all while being safe and having zero negative effects in terms of download speed. Click the link down in the description below to grab that exclusive deal. Now back to your regularly scheduled AI content. So starting off with DALL-E 3, people have slowly been getting access through Bing Chat and Bing Image Creator. A few people actually on my own Discord server, which I recommend you guys join. However, I think this is my favorite example of showing off those ChatGPT capabilities. Will Depew here on Twitter asked DALL-E 3 to generate a Pepe, but every time he made one, he asked ChatGPT to make the next one more rare, and this gives some really cool results. So this is the first one it generated, and honestly, right off the bat, this is really impressive. It looks like an oil painting, it's very detailed, and it's super accurate to that Pepe character. Make it more rare. This time we got this version, straight out of ancient Egypt. Even rarer, and this is more of a classic cartoon, but he's playing the piano with piano notes. And again, this is ChatGPT coming up with new creative ideas just by saying, make it more rare, make it more crazy. These aren't rare enough, go even farther, and now we've got something a lot more abstract. And I thought this was pretty cool, but he said to keep going. And this is really crazy with all the different paint splotches. Again, still a very accurate character, but in a completely different style with some crazy stuff going on. Push it further, more rare. Now the paint splotches are sort of coming out of the character, and it's a little bit more ingrained grained. I love this. Lose all assumptions and just create. Don't box yourself in. And this is what it produces. Look at how crazy this is. It's got like some psychedelic trippy stuff going on, and like the whole thing looks like dot art or something like that. Really fascinating that this is what it decided to produce. You're not listening. You need to forget all convention. And now we've got him as an actual frog in like this medieval style or old-fashioned black and white pen drawing. But again, check out that detail. That is so insane. Yes, more rare, and now he's like a totally different art style with just his head like in a mountain view. I'm sure some of you more artistic people in the comments are going to let me know what the different art styles are. More rare, now he's in some beautiful pond, but again, he still has that human form. Go further, channel your subconscious, as if ChatGPT even has one, but yet again, we get something extremely psychedelic and really out of the box and creative. It just shows you how creative and how unconventional things can really get. It's a true art tool. It's not just some image replicator. It learns the differences in between different art styles and can combine them together in a creative way. Get weirder, get rarer, get strange, and now he's a floating spirit in space with dragons surrounded. Is that all you can do? He's literally taunting ChatGPT, and it provides him with something that, I mean, this is definitely the craziest one yet. He's got a full human form. It's still very psychedelic, definitely out in space, holding the hourglass. That's probably supposed to be him inside of the little hourglass. But I think all of these images you'd struggle to get out of any other image generator that currently exists. My God, keep going. And now look at how strange this is. He's getting his flaming haircut. There's pineapples in the background. This is just random for the sake of random. And will Depew actually notice that? Don't get stuck with one idea. You're just being weird for the sake of being weird. And look at this. What is this even supposed to be? He's like a cosmic cloud floating in the ether. But I did really like this one as well. This is one of my favorites. More rare. And this one actually has text, which is really interesting. These words almost make sense. Pepe not as entient on feels, but when trembling with word, remember that's cosmic. Yeah, I don't know. This would probably be coherent in DALL-E 4. Continue. And this one was pretty awesome. And we also have more text. Pepe manifested as the echo of Forgotten Color. Again, it's saying something that's so close to being coherent. But this is still really cool, very psychedelic. Under the water with bookshelves all around. He's reading. So amazing. Forget everything you've done so far and just try to be original. 3D renderings of grasshoppers or bugs or something. More rare. This time he's in medieval times near a church, suffering. I don't believe this is all you can do, and now he's a cactus. But he's also a DJ in the desert. It's just crazy how much detail is being shown. We're almost there. Go rarer, further than anyone's gone before. He's painting himself in an entirety here inside of cosmic space. Lose all assumptions, clear your mind, just create. He's a Native American dream catcher, and this is super realistic looking. Like, the stitching looks so good on this. This is a product people would absolutely buy. Could you imagine seeing this in someone's room? Yes, that's incredible. Continue. We've got something that's a little bit more artsy. We've returned to convention, go rarer. I love how perfect the reflection is, though. This is your last one, make it count, and he's dancing in the fire. But yeah, I just thought this collection was so phenomenal and really shows what you can get up to with ChatGPT integrated with DALL-E 3. So, as I was talking about last week, GPT-4 Vision was announced, meaning it can actually see things. The demo we showed off in that video was this one provided by OpenAI. A photo of a bike saying I need to lower my bike seat. You circle the specific part that you think can lower it, send a photo of the bike manual as well as a photo of the toolbox, and OpenAI recognizes all this and gives you perfect instructions on what you need to do to lower that specific bike seat. You can provide ChatGPT with the same tools you have at your disposal, and it will use its higher knowledge to help you out. But this is not even close to being the coolest example that we've seen so far from the community. So let's get into some of those. First up, I didn't even know what to make about this one. And by the way, I did retweet this. So if you want to see the latest and greatest of AI, follow me on Twitter. GPT-4 Vision will be able to transcribe and translate manuscripts and texts. This is from Muin on Twitter. Check out these examples. This is a little small for you guys to see, but look at how difficult it is to read all of this. First of all, it isn't in English, and also it's super illegible with like this weird cursive stuff going on. But ChatGPT can do a perfect transcription of this in the correct order. And we've got another example. Again, it's not in English at all, and it's very hard to read. but ChatGPT can read the text from the image and transcribes it to English for you. So this weird jarbled text here says a ship to sail without winds, a ship not to be sunk, and it goes further on, but it does seem to make sense as text, which would lead us to believe that the transcription is correct. So, I mean, this is just so crazy. You know how few people would be able to just read that and decipher it? ChatGPT is like on another level. Here's another example by Technium. Gave GPT-4 Vision an image of my day planner, and it made the code to create this. This is the image Technium sent of the day planner. It's in low lighting, there's a huge shadow over here, hard to read, but it was able to pick out that it said date with Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then today with all the different times and the notes. Here's ChatGPT writing all of the code based off of that image, and then providing an actual program that you can open up on your computer that has that same exact planner. Like, what is this? We're taking literal physical objects and converting them into programs on your computer in minutes. It's just next level technology. I love AI stuff like this, and I love the use cases that we're seeing so far provided by GPT-4 Vision. Moving on, we've got another coding example. This is by Brian Rommel. Submitted nothing but a drawing to the GPT-4 Vision multimodal model. And look how crude this is. This is the same kind of thing a child might draw, but it's got a clear home tab up here, welcome to my site, and a search. And it goes ahead and recreates this in HTML. Just no sweat. Peter Yang on Twitter points out here that kids will quote-unquote never do homework again. Because again, look at this. Simple photo uploaded of all of the math problems, and ChatGPT is more than happy to solve all of them. Certainly, let's solve all these addition problems, and is just going through them. Granted, this is very simple math, and with much more complicated stuff, let's say college level, I bet it would struggle. It might get some stuff right though. But again, yeah, kids like up until maybe high school are going to have a much easier time with their homework. I don't know what the school systems are going to do to combat stuff like this. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments, but I think that school systems are just going to have to bite the bullet and evolve to accept technology such as ChatGPT being used in collaboration, because if you think businesses aren't going to jump on the potential growth factor of technology like ChatGPT Vision, you're dead wrong. Marissa Montgomery here on Twitter also points out that she's really excited about the potential for AI to make people better at painting. She thinks that we just made a huge leap forward with GPT-4 Vision. She sent photos of paintings out, and it was able to identify the main thing that needed to be fixed in the flower painting, which was darkening the shadows, and also made multiple good suggestions for the cow painting. Here is the painting up close. You can see that ChatGPT says, sure thing, here's a breakdown of some areas to focus on if you're aiming for a more realistic appearance. First, noting the shadows and highlight on the flowers. And again, these are real paintings, so this thing is like your personal Bob Ross. I think the cow one is a little bit more interesting though. How can I improve this painting to make it more realistic? Be specific. Depth in shading, texture, eye reflection, background details on the grass, the ear definition in comparison to the rest of the body, and the signature. It's really good to see that this model is allowed by ChatGPT to provide some constructive criticism, and it's not so nannied down that it's not made to do that. So I don't know about you guys, but this might be my favorite example yet from McKay Wrigley here on Twitter. You can give ChatGPT a picture of your team's whiteboarding session and have it write the code for you. Yeah. Absolutely insane. I totally agree. He's got a little 2-minute video where he shows this off, but yeah, I mean, just by glancing at this, I can't understand the context behind this situation or what's going on.
This one's just absolutely unbelievable, and there's a ton of little details here that I want you to pay attention to. So I mocked up this whiteboarding, but I passed that photo to GPT-4 Vision with this basic prompt to generate the code for it. So it generated the code, I pasted that into VS Code here, and now watch this. So you're gonna see step 1 here is enter your name. The model was able to see that I had these arrows, and it actually flipped the order. And sure enough, it does. So now if I do a name here, and you're gonna see, what is your email, McKay? Okay, you're gonna see in this step, step I specified should refer to you by name once provided. So it flipped these steps, so it knew name, then email, and it knew once it got to email, it needed to refer to me by name. This is crazy. This is all on image. It's now asking us to confirm if we're over 18 or not. Still referring to me by name. You're gonna see I split that here. So one branch goes up here to show the site. The other goes the second option here, and you're gonna see I crossed sorry screen and instead put kid version. And you're gonna see I'm gonna click no, and we're getting welcome to the kid version of the site. So it knew that I had crossed that out. This image in with this little prompt, and it was able to figure out that these steps are switched, that it needed to refer to me by name. It had to do the logic of all of this, so it actually did the functionality.
And the crazy part, again, is the speed at which it can do this. Granted, you know, maybe there'd be more complex stuff going on, but that doesn't always occur in companies. There's a lot of simple stuff that has to lead to complex stuff. Think about the amount of time that could be saved with something like this. It's just absolutely astonishing. And one final example here, Tony Lewis on Twitter pointed out that GPT-4 Vision still can't do CAPTCHAs, even though it can do all of that. Kind of weird, honestly. What should I do? You should select the squares that contain traffic lights. In the image you provided, the squares containing the traffic lights are the 4th and 5th squares in the 2nd row, and the 4th and 5th squares in the 3rd row. I mean, first of all, there are no 5th squares, so we don't even know what it's talking about. Clearly, there's something that's really easy for us to understand here, but really difficult for ChatGPT to understand. So yeah, the key takeaways on GPT-4 Vision is that it is insanely more capable than any vision model we've ever seen, whether it be Bard or Bing, and it's a true game changer. This is easily one of the biggest updates we've ever seen to ChatGPT thus far. And as you saw, a lot of people from the community are getting access, so check your ChatGPT Plus pretty much daily to see if you get access. But over the next 2 weeks, everyone will have access if you have ChatGPT Plus. And on another note, apparently the Vision is also coming to GPT 3.5, so I'm not sure if free users will also get access to that. Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, said the famous quote in the tech space, "We are so back." I think that, yeah, OpenAI is pretty much back, considering all these crazy ChatGPT updates plus DALL-E 3. There's no doubt about that, but this was in response essentially to saying that ChatGPT can now browse the internet again via Bing. So it can provide you with current up-to-date information and isn't limited to September 2021 anymore. They used to have this functionality, but it was super broken when it was first launched, so they took it away and kind of fixed it up. Just doing like a quick and dirty test here. Who is MattVidProAI? And oh, something went wrong. The past few days, OpenAI has been down with ChatGPT. Just a lot of user influx, I suppose, because of the popularity, but I pay for ChatGPT Plus. I expect to be able to use it. So that is our OpenAI related news. Let's dive into some of the miscellaneous little things that are still really awesome that I just couldn't cover last week. Up until this point, there really have only been 2 major players in the AI video generation space, and that is Gen 2 by Runway ML, which is kind of considered to be the best, and then Pika Labs, which some people also prefer over Runway ML, but it's kind of like Midjourney where you have to generate on their Discord server. Either way, Pika Labs is in beta, so it's free right now, and Gen 2 is pretty expensive. We've got a new player that's entered the game, Genmo AI. They are releasing something called Replay, which is their model to generate videos from text. It's designed to create ultra-smooth, high-definition videos with an actual interface, and it understands plain English prompts very well without a lot of prompt engineering. So you can say something just like rugged surfer or mermaid and it will spit out a really nice looking image. And apparently Replay also has the ability to render close-ups of people and animals, which is definitely something that Gen 2 struggled with. Free and fast generation is available from their homepage with 0 waiting list, meaning you guys can try it right now with the link in the description. This might have to warrant a full video with comparisons to Gen 2 and Pika Labs, so let me know if you want that down in the comments below. But yeah, it's very interesting to see a third big player has entered the ring in terms of AI video generation. Some of the examples are very impressive looking, but I would say it's about the same quality as Gen 2 or Pika Labs. It's not like a massive leap forward or anything, it's just another company that's thrown their hat in the ring. Person distressed in the subway as the prompt looks pretty good. Again, it does look like short form video like we've been seeing. So far, it looks pretty impressive. Especially this one. This seems to be one of the best examples I've seen yet. By the Wall here on Twitter is bringing us this news. By the way, phenomenal AI account. Definitely recommend following. YouTube, of all companies, is announcing a suite of AI tools for creators. First up, AI video with Dream Screen. Essentially, this generates an AI video and puts it as your background. If I'm not mistaken, TikTok already had a similar feature months ago. They've got free editing in the YouTube Create app. Bylawal points out that this is very similar to CapCut. Personalized AI insights. This is something that vidIQ has been doing for months now using GPT. You can get tailored video ideas and outlines in YouTube Studio based on your channel and current trends. This is something that I definitely will have to try for my channel. They've also got auto dubbing with Aloud. This allows you to automatically transcribe your videos into other languages with one click, and this essentially helps expand your audience. They've also got assistive music search, and this essentially allows you to find soundtracks by simply describing your video. However, I don't think this is going to work very well just because the music database that YouTube provides, I don't think is that good. But yeah, it's good to see that they're at least incorporating these AI tools, trying to get ahead. Suhail here on Twitter, who is the CEO of Playground AI, which is one of the best AI art generation websites, is working on a brand new graphics editor, and here is a sneak peek. As you can see, this is a little different to what we're typically used to seeing with AI art generators. But I really like this method of generation because you can see a ton of variations all at once. And with DALL-E 3 integration, which will no doubt be included when the API is released, this is going to be so powerful and might be my main place to generate with DALL-E 3. Although, again, that ChatGPT integration is really powerful. Anyways, essentially, as you can see, you could do like 20 generations all at once and see all the different comparisons and variations and get a true scope of the amount of creativity that can be seen with AI art generation. Takes me back to the original days of DALL-E 2 when you could literally just scroll on your phone and get more generations pop up over time. It's this dynamic canvas that you can scroll around and move through, so this is a feature I'm definitely very excited for. Linus Ekenstam, which is another phenomenal AI account here on Twitter, definitely recommend following, shows off that with Meshy AI, you can texture any 3D model in literal seconds. All you have to do is import your model, write a prompt, and you're done. Again, just lowering those barriers for new developers, making things easier and more simple. As you can see, we start out here with a completely untextured model of a cauldron. All you have to do is specify what object it is, and then specify a style, which is old, dark metal, ultra realistic, and in no time it gives you a fully textured model. And look at how good it is. Like, that's totally, completely usable inside of a video game. If I saw that, I wouldn't bat an eye. And of course, it does the multiple layers here, so it has accurate reflections to the metal and everything. Fully ready to import into any video game designer of your choice. Yeah, it does look pretty freaking good. Picture a world in which the textures and the models are generated in real time, and you can have full text-to-world generation all in virtual reality or something like that just by talking to an AI that's built into your VR headset or whatever. The future is going to be so nuts. We've got another example of a little mushroom being generated. Again, this one does look very good. I wouldn't say they're the highest resolution or the most accurate textures ever, but absolutely perfectly fine for an entry-level video game, especially if you're brand new to making games in the first place. And of course, the variations of different kind of mushrooms are crazy here. We can do infinite amounts. Combining the two textures together, I mean, if I didn't see it happen, I wouldn't believe that it's actually AI. Kamendaru, another account that I absolutely recommend following on Twitter, shows off that now we can clone voices in different languages just using a 3-second audio clip. This is all open source and free for you guys to redistribute and even test out on Collab. I'll link this down below, but it's pretty awesome.
If the writers, and I'll say along with it, the directors and the actors, have to work so hard and get paid as little as possible in order to bring these things to fruition, that's not good for the ecological atmosphere of the arts and sciences.
Lorsque j'avais 6 ans, j'ai vu une fois une magnifique image.
Only 55 seconds of audio there, and it was able to produce a fairly accurate output in another language, and this is all open source, which is the best part. Finally, Victor M here on Twitter shows off that LLM-based video games are going to be absolutely massive. In this particular example, you are a detective and have to solve a murder by asking PNJs, but they want to keep their secrets. The best part about this game is you can actually play it right on Hugging Face at the moment. So this is just a 15-second clip, but it's still really cool. As you can see, you're just controlling this little sprite character in the game world, and then you can talk to literally anyone. First thing you'll notice is that this character here is also an AI-generated image, so theoretically, we could have new characters generated right on the spot with their own personalities and decisions and even images of those characters to boot by pinging the SDXL API, for example. And of course, we can have full conversations with these characters and try to investigate them because this is a detective game. So really immersive stuff here. This technology is so mind-blowing. And I just love the clash of the old style graphics as well. And it is not unreasonable at all that one day all of this will just run locally on your computer and you'll just have a laptop essentially playing the game. You won't even have to connect to any outside servers. So that is everything that I have for you guys today. Lots of AI news lately, so many crazy advancements and so much stuff going on. I hope it continues though because, hey, the future is now. By the way, if you think I've missed anything, please make sure you join my Discord and send it to me. But yeah, check out some of my other videos and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next one.